My husband started a winery here 25 years ago. He walked up to this elevation and said, "This is just the most beautiful place to build a house." Then we met, I'm an architect, and said, "Oh, that site, it's beautiful for a house." And he said, "Oh, I've always believed that." It wasn't like we were ever going to get a second chance at designing something on a block of land and saying, let's do something later and we'll improve on that on the second or third house. This was it. It was now or never, and this is what we're going to design. It was a 9-metre cut into Class A rock and built a big hole to then fill it back up with the house. Hence why there's only one side of the house that's glazed, and then the other side is a retaining wall underground. The house is a curved single ribbon around a contour, so you enter at the top and you go down the stairs to the ground floor. The idea was it needed little to no maintenance and it needed to have finishes that could have Blundstone boots walking through it. We do lots of entertaining with our team at the winery, plus lots of guests. So we wanted the upstairs to be completely public and completely open and not feel like people are sort of ducking around a corner and being in some private space. And then all of downstairs is private. Without a doubt, the glazing was the one material we had to get right to start with. So to me, everything pivoted around getting the glass right. The idea was that we wanted to get the full view and from literally floor to ceiling, but we had a massive wind load. We went to a number of window manufacturers and suppliers, and it was really in the too hard basket for most. They were looking at these massive cranes and difficult access. They just went, we're not going to be able to get glazing in. And about where we're sitting, if you're standing in that position looking at the view, even if you dropped it by 200 mil, you would have taken the top off of the mountains, and it's sort of like a view it was sort of a good view until I had to duck my head to see the top of the mountain. And I had people standing here going, "It's fine, just drop it down a bit, make it 2100 and it'll be fine." And I'm like, I can't make it 2100, I need the top of the mountains. They said, look, let's alleviate all of the cranes and all of that expense. Let's use a system that we can frame from the inside. It all walked straight in the door and was framed, and it was super simple, and there was no mechanical assistance. Because the whole house was a steel frame, it went up a bit like a Meccano set. So we built the house in 6 months from start to finish. Really, it went from nothing to everything very quickly, with most of the external partitions being glazing. Then that was, a day and a half, and they had all been put in as well. We've got double glazed doors on our wine cellar downstairs, and we've got sliding doors on all of the bedroom windows to get that cross ventilation that comes up the staircase. So we just kept it all the way through. Then we put it around the pool, and we put it in the pool house as well to give the same look throughout the whole thing. Once we've got the detailing of the windows right, we then said, well, the only other materials we really wanted was the natural rock from the property. So what we'd excavated, we reclad the building in that stone, and then there's a small amount of Colorbond too. And then we picked up some old bridge beam timbers to sort of highlight some areas. So the majority of the facade is glazed or rock. I think the most rewarding part is that the trades from this region, they had never done a house like this, and I'm sure they were nervous to work with an architect that happened to also be the owner, so they were worried that I was going to be overly meticulous about every detail and drive everyone mad. But at the end of it, we had such a great relationship. They're very proud of the house in the region, and then the house has gone on to win some awards, and I think that they then feel very much ownership of the house.